Gaming is the cure for brain rot. Now, what do I mean by brain rot? By brain rot, I mean YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, short form content that's just designed to hook you and keep you there. That's what I mean by brain rot. So what do I mean by gaming? Because a lot of you probably clicked on this thinking that doesn't make sense. Gaming is just as bad. Well, yeah, it could be.
Well, yeah, it could be.
What I mean by gaming is actually a healthy form of gaming. So think of a long day of work. You had an assignment, whatever. You had to do something that day that was productive and you did it and you felt drained. You felt like you just couldn't take any more of the outside world for the day. So you just wanted to sit down, relax, play your favorite game, play an hour of Minecraft. Now, for the most part, 99% of the time, after that hour of Minecraft, after that long day, you are going to be feeling rejuvenated. You're going to feel happy, and you are not going to feel as drained as these TikTok or Instagram Reels or Shorts make you feel. The same amount of time that you spend, an hour, if you spend that on Reels versus if you spend that on healthy gaming, meaning gaming, during actual free time, not in place of something that you have to do, you're going to notice after that hour of the short form content, you're going to feel drained. Your energy is worse than before, worse than you started. You're going to be filled with regret for wasting so much time doing that instead of something else. That's exactly why it's the cure. It gives you the opposite effect. So if you're thinking of spending an hour scrolling, don't do game instead. Seriously, game instead for just the same amount of time. You are going to feel eons better. And this gaming can be swapped with something else. It's just that this short form content just never pays off. Whether you have that free time after working all day or not, especially not if you don't, but it just never pays off. Now, I'm going to give you some examples. So first example is my little brother. So my little brother, he has brain rot. Unfortunately, he has brain rot. We're working on a cure, but for now, he has brain rot. Okay. So he watches YouTube Shorts a lot. Okay. And shout out little bro. I love my little bro. He watches some of my YouTube videos. He watches a lot of YouTube Shorts. Now, something I noticed that he did a couple months back during the Stranger Things last season, I saw him playing Roblox on his iPad with Stranger Things in a tiny corner on the side because he didn't want to watch the show without doing something else. And that just made no sense to me, because how could you focus on the show while you're playing Roblox at the same time? And I asked him about it. I forgot what he said, but I was just like, why are you doing that? I think he said, I don't know, or something. Like, there was no like really logical response to doing that. It just didn't make sense. How could you focus on the characters and the plot and everything that's going on if you're playing Roblox at the same time? So my point is that he couldn't even watch a show without a distraction. A show isn't as dopamine inducing as a YouTube short or a TikTok that just aims to spike your dopamine right away and keep you wanting more. It's a build-up. Like, you don't just get thrown into it right away. It's built up over time, but it's rewarding because of how long it takes. Because it takes longer. And a lot of things that are worth doing work like that, like going to the gym or eating right. You'll feel not as happy or not as good at first, but if you keep doing it, if you stay consistent, you'll notice it builds up over time, and what you get in return is way more valuable than what you could get from quick dopamine or quick sources of happiness. So my next example is my roommate. So what I noticed is that when he does his work, I don't know if he does this anymore, but maybe he just doesn't do his work anymore. When he does his work, he has his AirPods on, playing music with lyrics on full blast. Like, I'll call his name and he wouldn't hear me because his music is on full blast. please, tell me how it's possible to focus on writing, typing assignments while listening to lyrics in your ear. That's like trying to read a book, read words on a screen with lyrics in your ear. There's just so much going on there, and there's no logical reason to listen to music with words. I understand listening to music like without words because it just gives like it gives it a vibe. It makes it like a calm vibe. Like if you listen to like lo-fi, music or something calm to set the mood, to calm your nerves down, that makes sense because nothing is really interfering with your brain. Like even if it's too loud, it can still interfere. But if it's low, it's calm, it's pretty beneficial, I would say, for some people. But if you have music with lyrics on, you're hearing words, trying to think of words, trying to type those words down, just nothing's going in your favor. It's very inefficient. You know what I mean? Like there's no point in doing it. You don't gain anything out of it. You only lose. You only lose focus. You only lose the ability to form new sentences. And also, I noticed that he watches reels like every single day for like at least 30 minutes to an hour before sleeping. And then when he wakes up, like he wouldn't get straight up. He will go on the reels. And it's like, dang, like is waking up and going to sleep that boring for him that he has to do this every night? And I do this too. Like sometimes I be going on reels, or I need to have a last second YouTube video before I go to sleep. And let me tell you, it never pays off. It's just lost sleep, and it's just a sluggish morning. When you wake up and the first thing you do is open your phone instead of step right up, I'm telling you, stepping right up is so much better. When you just go on your phone, it just contributes to a sluggish morning, and that contributes to a sluggish day, because how you start your day kind of defines how you roll through it. If you can roll straight out of bed, if you can at least like try to build up that level of determination like the prior night, like, okay, I'm gonna jump straight out of bed this morning. You set your alarm, all this, you even named your alarm, jump right out of bed. Trust me, it works. Hit you with a little 3, 2, 1, and then get right up. It just makes you start the day with that same type of energy, or go through the day with that same type of energy. And he also, last thing, he also is very bad at finishing shows. Very, very bad. Like he'll watch a limited show, 6 episodes, and he can't even finish that. That's not normal. That's not a normal behavior. That's because he's probably chasing some type of high. That's why he keeps starting newer shows, because he thinks this thing is going to be better than the other, because he's getting bored, or because he doesn't want to wait for the build up to happen, the peak part to happen. That is all brain rot. That is all caused by brain rot. These are not like natural things. I mean, TikTok and YouTube shorts and reels aren't natural things. Like we aren't supposed to just have this as people. Like imagine 100 years ago, this problem is probably way less pronounced than it is today. But because of how accessible this stuff is now it's actually a major problem. And it's like not even a natural thing. It's definitely an artificial thing. So, and yeah, I've definitely been guilty of this. There are still shows that I want to watch that I haven't continued, but most of the shows that I haven't continued are because I don't like them anymore, or I genuinely dropped them. But there are few like animes that I'm like, I really like and I want to continue, but I just start a new anime instead because I don't have faith in waiting for the build up, and I know it's not going to hit instantly. So I'm definitely, talking to myself too at the same time. Now, don't get me wrong, if you spend a lot of hours on gaming when you have something to do, when you have an assignment due, when you have to submit something for your job, I don't know, whatever. If you have something that you should be doing instead of gaming, it's going to be almost as bad as the short form content. Can't just hop on the game and it's going to solve any problems. It's not always going to be healthy, okay? It's only going to damage things if you try to do that. If you use it as a form of procrastination, it's always going to be a bad thing. So don't do that. Quick little footnote, if y'all have any, criticism, please let me know. Let me know what you think I should fix. I personally am wondering if y'all are okay with the subtitles being off on the game that I'm playing. So yeah, if y'all have any complaints, if y'all have anything you think I could do better, just let me know. Peace out.